Hello awesome folks, I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today we're taking a look at the short story that was published in 1889 by Louise H. Hooper that was published in the collection that we've been doing a deep dive into. I just picked it up, my copy of this last night on Monday, called Evil Roots, which is a collection of Gothic tiller tales of plants that are evil plants and dark plants and man-eating plants and so forth. I've been doing a deep dive into this after I watched an episode of a YouTube channel, sub-channel of PBS on YouTube called Monstrum that does like different horror monsters and where they got started and so forth. And it mentioned the impacts of a few short stories, and I knocked out the first short story in that collection that was mentioned, Arthur Conan Doyle's The American's Tale. Then I found it online for free. Then I found the next story that was mentioned, a meat-eating treat that I did the next day online, and then Louise H. Hooper's is also mentioned. Couldn't find it online. It hasn't been rarely published, but I did find this collection on Amazon, so I said let's pick it up and read it and knock out a bunch of the things. So this story is the story that's then Louise H. Hooper's is Carnivorine. That is in the next short story that we're going to be knocking out, and I'm just going to knock out this collection of horror, evil plants and stuff. So this, our key sort of concept of this short story is that our main character is middle-aged. He meets up with a widow of a best friend he used to have, and he still kept in touch with her. Her son has gone missing. And she believes that he's in Rome based on a mutual friend that met up with him down there a few months ago. So she thinks that he's in Rome. So our main character, protagonist, the middle-aged character, is going to be heading to Rome and following along with him. Now we're going to find out some key pieces of information here in the first few pages, like the person that he's chasing, the boy, has gotten his inheritance from his uncle, and so now he's moving out to start to spend it. He also is a lover of plants and is a botanist and has done some things with, and has an obsession with science and plants, which his dad supported, but then he died and his mother was less supportive of it, and so now they just sort of broken off of relations. And also this guy will also help to raise him too. Our point of view character also has some issues with the whole science plant thing. But he's not going to mention it, right? So he's going off, and we'll try to find him in Rome. So that's sort of our inciting incident that will lead to what our key things. Now, as a reminder, I keep my reviews spoiler free, so I'm just going to tell you what happens in the first few pages, and that's it. It's about 15 pages long. It took me about a half an hour for me to read it last night. Probably a little less in the bathtub last night. Probably more like 25 minutes, 27 minutes. So it was a lot. It was definitely, I knocked it out before Monday Night Football. The next short story in this collection is by the person who wrote the Yellow Wallpaper, Charlotte Perkins Gilman. So that'll be the next short story in this collection after Louise H. Hooper's 1889 short story for you folks. Carnivorine. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely something that's worth your time. I'll link you to this collection in the comments below if you're interested in checking it out. Also, as a reminder, the name of my channel, The Worst Thing About New Books, is a quote by Jacques Joubert, a French philosopher who lived in the 18th century, who said that the worst thing about new books was that they kept us from reading the old ones. And so I like to regularly go back and read some of these older things. And an 1889 work about horror, Killer Plants is definitely something that fits into the older stuff that we've forgotten about, older classics. So I go back and read a lot of these things. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read this short story? If so, what did you think? Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of the author? Let's talk about it, Miss Hooper, in the comments below. If you want to talk about it, spoilers, let's do so in the comments below. Just put spoiler tags on it. Whatever your thoughts are. I'm giving this probably a 7+. It was definitely gripping and worth my time. And I was almost ready just to knock out the next story, but it's like, no, pace yourself, because I really like this one so much. It was a lot of fun. So it's more like a 7+, like a 7.3 or 7.4. Then I'm running down to a 7. But if you disagree, let's talk about it in the comments below. Or if you agree, if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that subscribe button? There should be a lot more of these to follow. And I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling. I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.